People are getting confused about the new Red Hat certification levels, and in good reason. And I'm here to explain to you guys in more detail what that all means. Okay, so let's check this page here. I'm going to put this page in the description below, but in this section of the page, you can actually see how to reach a certain level. So basically, you have level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that you can achieve. Let's focus for now on one of them, which is the engineer. So basically, the engineer and the system administrator are probably the most common ones. I may be wrong on this, but they are the ones I get asked more by my students and clients. So let's focus on the engineer level. On the engineer level, you have 5 pyramids. So this is very similar to Cisco, for example. They also have the pyramids with specializations. So we have the pyramid for OpenShift, Enterprise Linux, Ansible, Cloud Native, and AI. So basically, on the RHCE level, you'll have 5 pyramids, okay? One is OpenShift, the other one is Enterprise Linux, the other one is Ansible, the other one is Cloud Native Applications, and the last one is AI, okay? So basically, you'll have 5 pyramids that you can pursue, can chase, okay? So let's focus on this one, the Enterprise Linux one, which is probably the most common one. Again, you see just an example. If it's not, don't get mad at me, okay? So let's focus here on a specific pyramid, okay? Now we have this pyramid that allows you to achieve the RHCE, but it will have its own specialization, which is the Enterprise Linux, okay? So you will be, it's kind of gone, the vanilla, only just RHCE. It's RHCE, something added to the front. So RHCE, engineer level, but on the Enterprise Linux. So have a pyramid for operating system specific stuff, okay? So if you go back here, what do you need to get, or what you need to achieve to obtain this pyramid fully? You'll need to have the EX200, okay? Which is kind of the classical administration level certification. It's a great one. And then if you achieve the EX342, which is it's the troubleshooting one, you then achieve you will achieve that certification. So if you can, and I'm sure you can, pass the EX200 and pass the 342, then you are entitled to the RHCE Enterprise Linux level. That's completely different from one of the other 5 levels. So let's check another one. So let's check, for example, the Ansible one. Again, one is very common, okay? So I'm going to draw the pyramid here, and I'll show you after that. So you have the RHCE, again, the same level in the upper level, the same name. Then you have a different pyramid to go through in order to achieve the RHCE Ansible level. So let's go back to the drawing. Okay. So in order to achieve the RHCE Ansible, okay, what do you need? You need the EX200, and you need after that, the EX294. Okay. If you pass this one and you pass that one, then you have achieved the RHCE plus Ansible level. Okay. Just one more as an example. So let's say, for example, OpenShift. Okay. So in order to achieve the RHCE plus OpenShift, so RHCE plus OpenShift, okay, you need a pyramid where you start with the EX280 and the 380. Okay. Again, let's go back to the tablet. Okay. So once you achieve this one successfully and this one successfully, you are achieving the RHCE OpenShift, and so on and so forth. So if I go here, still on the engineer level, so to get the OpenShift, you need these 2 certifications. Done. To get that one, you need these 2. Done. To get this one, you need these 2. To get this one, you need these 2. To get this one, there's still no, well, in this case, this pyramid is still yet to be fulfilled. So let's go back one level here. For example, let's go here for the classical RHCSA. Okay. So to get this level, this type of certification, which is the Red Hat Certified System Administrator certification, or Enterprise Linux, you just passed, just like it was easy. You passed the EX200. OpenShift, to achieve the Red Hat Certified System Administrator in OpenShift, so you pass the EX280. So those are the requirements. To get the Ansible one, this is very interesting. So this is interesting. So to get the Red Hat Certified System Administrator in Ansible, you just need one more time. It's just a way of me telling you about this. You just need the EX200s. So it means that if you are already past the EX200, you are a Red Hat Certified System Administrator, but no reference to Ansible. So this is kind of a gray area to me. Cloud Native, you pass the EX1188 and you get the Red Hat Certified Developer in Cloud Native Applications. AI, you pass the EX. So you get the idea. So imagine this, the levels, and then each level has 5 pyramids, and each pyramid you need to pass from the base to the top to get that certification. Let's go to the architect, for example. So let's say AI shows nothing. Fine. Let's go for this one. So if you let's draw a new pyramid for the architect, for one of the architect paths. So if I go here, so RHCA, okay. So if you want to get the RHCA in Enterprise Linux, okay, you need a huge pyramid. I'm not going to draw all the exams here because they are here. So basically you need to, at the base level, you need the 200, then you need the 342, which that's what you get by doing the RHCE Enterprise Linux. So if you are at RHCE Enterprise Linux at this point, you can progress. And then you do all of this. Okay, so basically here, if you are pursuing the RHCA for the Enterprise Linux, you pass the 200 at the 342, and the 200 and 342, you can go to Engineer 300 and 342. So you have achieved the Engineer Enterprise Linux level. Now you can progress to the Architect because you already have those two, so you can progress to the Architect level and you build on that. Then your pyramid will go for the 210, 260. Okay, I'm going just to add a couple of more to make it a little bit more clear. Then you achieve the 210. I don't have enough space for everything, 260, and so on and so forth. When you get all the pyramid done, then you are the RHCA on Enterprise Linux. In this case, if you were already an engineer or Enterprise Linux, it's just a matter of progressing from there. Let's go back to the engineer. Let's go, for example, for Ansible. For Ansible, you need to pass the 200 at the 294. If you go to the architect, Ansible, 200, 294. So you have built your engineer level. You are an engineer on Ansible, and now can progress for the architect level on Ansible 2. And I have not checked with much care yet, but maybe some of these crisscross. Well, at the naked eye, they don't seem to crisscross. I have not checked that yet with too much care, but you can check it yourself. Maybe you get lucky, and I don't think they do. Do they? They don't. On the engineer level, some can be used in the other. So, but in a nutshell, if you achieve the systems if you achieve the engineer on Enterprise Linux, you have built the base for the architect on Enterprise Linux. Okay. So in other words, and this is my last drawing. This video is going much longer than I was expecting. If I go here, so if you have built already your base on RHCE Enterprise Linux level, now can progress the rest of the pyramid to achieve the RHCA. Okay, so this is your base. It's built. Also applies if you go something more quote unquote basic. You have built the base of the pyramid on the RHCSA Enterprise Linux. It's the EX200. Now you can progress for the engineer by doing one more exam, and now have the build in an even stronger base by achieving this. Now have the base to go to the to the architect. So it's kind of building pyramids. So if you build a small pyramid here, this pyramid, now it's a base for the pyramid that follows. So as a summary, let's use rectangles instead of pyramids in this time. So you have your you have your RH CSA Enterprise Linux base. This is done. Now we can build upon on the RHCE Enterprise Linux, and now you can build upon your RHCA in Enterprise Linux. So this is basically goes back to the first picture, which is you have 5 pyramids for each level: RHCE on OpenShift, Enterprise Linux, Ansible, containers, and AI. And this is true for all certification levels: RHCE, RHCA, RCSA, etc. So going back as a kind of just a wrap up. So each level has its own pyramid or rectangle, whatever you want to call it. And in theory, this one can then help you build on that one, and this one can help you build on this one, and this one can help you build on that one. So the idea is it's kind of setting the building blocks for the next level, and you start at the bottom, you build your stuff, then you can add to the next, and to the next, and keep building from there on. I think this explains the situation for most people who are confused. It looks nice. It's nice on paper for a fresh starter. So if someone is starting fresh from now, they can still think about what to do next and build their progress on their plans. That's great for a fresh people who is starting now. Problem is, if you were I don't know, halfway already using the old, quote unquote, old certification path, most likely some of your exams can be considered useless. Okay, some of the old exams do not build upon the foundation you are working towards. So if you are starting fresh right now, good. Decide what you want to do and build your foundations based on that. If you are already halfway through, then you may be strongly screwed, and your investments, depending on what you have done, what was your progress, how you did the exams, all of that. But many people are pissed because much of their progress is kind of left in the mud because it's just either completely useless or useless for their goals or for their pyramid. So someone was working towards AI, for example, and their old exams they already invested, they paid, and they passed, are useless for the AI branch, and that applies to any other base branch that you are aiming for. I know this is a little bit confusing. I hope this clarifies most of this. I'm happy to help you guys. Ask any questions. I will answer them as soon as I can, and other people will also help you out. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.